one thing in spring training that never gets a true dress rehearsal is the role of the closer. A season ago, the Phillies welcomed their new back end of the bullpen, who delivered in fine fashion. The new season ahead brings back Jonathan Papelbon, and the bridge to him has been reinforced. It's an action-packed day here in Clearwater, Florida. On the backfields, Kyle Kendrick is making a start against some minor league players. And here on the big field, the Phillies will shuttle out some of their relief pitchers in this afternoon's ball game as the Pittsburgh Pirates come up from Bradenton to take on the Phillies here at Bright House Field. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, joined by Chris Wheeler. We'll hear from Sarge and Murph a little later on in the telecast. Aaron Cook will make the start today for the Phillies. He is a starter by trade, but beyond that, only Rodrigo Lopez is a usual starter. The rest of the guys today will be bullpen guys, and the bullpen is going to be really important for the Phils this year, and they'll lean on Jonathan Papelbon in the ends.
Got to have a closer, Tom. Phillies feel they have a very good closer in Jonathan Papelbon, who did a good job last year. Now, he's been a little slow starting this spring, like most of these guys are. They just don't have any adrenaline rush. There's no saves involved. They pitch fifth and sixth inning. Last time out, he had a good fastball that moved, and then he gets a strikeout here on a split-fingered fastball. Papelbon did the job for the Phillies last year. He was exactly what they wanted. He pitched in the late innings. He would be the closer. Once in a while, they'd use him a little bit in the eighth, and this is what he did with an earned run average, 2.44, and the saves 38 in 42 attempts. Now, the problem last year was getting to Jonathan Papelbon, and Charlie Manuel thinks the Phillies are a little better equipped for that this year.
This time last year, when there was a lot of question marks about our bullpen with Contreras being healthy, and because he'd had an injury the year before that, and he's getting a little older, and then we added Chad Qualls and things like that, and we had a lot of big question marks. I think the fact that we had to bring up some young pitchers last year, I think that they got some experience, and they're going to really. I think our bullpen has a chance to really be good. And I like Oman, I like Diekman, I like Horst, I like we got Stoops back, we got DeFreyas, we got a lot of competition there, but also we got some talent.
And that's one of the reasons, Tom, why some of the starters go to the backfields right now to pitch, because they want to get more innings, get the guys in from the bullpen to see them a little bit.
Yeah, in fact, Kyle Kendrick said that today. He said he can't get stretched out enough here in a big league game because there's so many guys that have to get some pitches thrown in front of Charlie Manuel and Rich Stubbe. All right, how about the Pittsburgh Pirates? They're in town. This is a team that every single year there seems to be changes.
And last year they came you keep talking about 500, how important. They not only were above 500, they looked like they had a shot to get into postseason play, and then they just collapsed down the stretch. This is what they did during the offseason. They signed Russell Martin. They have him in here to catch Francisco Liriano out of the bullpen. The two guys they traded, and some more guys that are coming in here also, like a guy like Melanson. He's got a pretty good arm, Ivan De Jesus Jr. But the bottom line is for this team is they have to find a way to compete for an entire season. They've gotten better the last 2 years, but they just can't finish it off.
All right, we'll see if Clint Hurdle's team can do that this season. Today, it's a spring training matchup between the Phils and the Pirates. Well, the top of the order certainly has put some numbers together for the middle of the order for the Phillies so far. Offense has not been an issue. When we get back, we'll have the first pitch for today's ball game. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Citizens Bank, where good banking is good citizenship. Isn't it time you experience good banking? By Xfinity, the official HD triple play provider of your Philadelphia Phillies. And by Toyota. Every new Toyota purchase comes with Toyota Care. Let's go places. Miss Sarah Pugh with today's national anthem here at Bright House Field. It is a jam-packed house between the Phillies and the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's a nice day. It's kind of cool here in Florida. Temperatures are in the 50s to begin. They'll get up into the 60s as the day moves on. You see the Tiki Bar out in left field. That's packed as always, but then you carry it over to the berm, and folks are settling into their spots on the grass out in the outfield from left center field to right center field. We said it's been a busy day here at Bright House Field. Earlier today, as the Phillies were ready for batting practice, Riley Cooper, the Philadelphia Eagles, a former draft pick of the Phillies back in 2006. He was shagging out in the outfield and taking some swings. Not too many football players swing the bat like that. He had some natural tendencies as he chats with Mike Schmidt behind the cage. Big guy, as everybody knows. And Riley got a chance to enjoy a little Phillies baseball earlier today. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for today's ball game for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Here's what Clint Hurdle brings out from Bradenton, leading it off in left field, Alex Presley. In right field is Jose Tabata. He's battling for a spot right now on the roster. Andrew McCutchen, the center fielder, hits third. Brad Hopp over at first base, bats cleanup. Now Neil Walker, the second baseman, hits sixth. Fifth. Brandon Inge will bat sixth. In the bottom third of Barmes, McHenry, and Kyle McPherson. And you're right, the Pirates are not using the designated hitter today. The Phillies will. Their starter today is right-hander Aaron Cook. Cook in 3 games so far, no wins, no losses, an ERA of 3.38.
And we've seen in another game here, he's a sinker ball pitcher, been in the big leagues for a long, long time, relying on sinker, slider, a little change up to left-handed hitters. But for the most part, he'll throw sinkers, hopes he gets his ground balls and that they're at people. Because this is not a swing and a miss guy, nor is he a guy who's going to get a lot of fly ball outs. Now, as Tom mentioned, it's cool here today. It's cold, actually. And the wind is blowing in from the left field corner and will knock the ball down out there into that area. Maybe get a little bit of help to right and right center the way that it has been in the last few days when the wind's blowing in like this.
Well, temperature now at game time 60 degrees. Sunshine, blue skies up above, though. As Alex Presley settles in, the Pirates come into this ball game with a record of 9-10 in spring training ball games. Alex Presley this year so far in the spring, 308 hitter, 6 runs scored, and the first pitch of the day is over for a strike, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Last year, Presley hit .237 for the Pirates with 10 home runs and 25 runs batted in. The outfield situation is a little different this year for the Pirates compared to last year. Andrew McCutchen is indeed the center fielder. However, over in left field, it's not Jose Tabata. And in right field, it's not Garrett Jones. They have a mixture of new guys who they're settling in that's going to surround Andrew McCutchen, who you see right there.
Who has turned into a tremendous player.
First out of the day is a strikeout by Aaron Cook.
We just talked about Cook's not a swing and a miss guy, and he really isn't. And that was a high pitch way out of the zone that Presley chased. The Pirates are not hitting a whole lot so far this spring. Look at a little cutter maybe or slider, a little backdoor action.
Oh, one away. Here's Tabata, who's 7 for 26 this spring. A .269 hitter with a home run and 6 runs batted in. He's a guy the Pirates got from the New York Yankees organization. Was their starting left fielder a season ago. Projected this year to be their 4th outfielder, although he's having a pretty good spring.
There's that sinker, and he has a good one. It really does dive, and when Aaron Cook has been on and pitched well in his career, they hit the top of the ball.
That one sailed inside. It's 2-1. Aaron Cook last year split time between the minor leagues in Pawtucket and the big leagues in Boston. Red Sox picked him up in May of last year, a chopper to second, and Utley throws out Tabata. It's kind of funny they were working on that particular play today before batting practice. A little infield work with some of those softly hit balls.
Well, when a guy like Cook's pitching, you can get those too. I mentioned you'll hit the top of the ball with him a lot of times, and right-handed hitters especially will play pepper with the left side of the diamond because they try to pull him and they hook everything.
That'll bring Andrew McCutchen to the plate. Wheels said the Pirates have not hit a whole lot this spring, and he's part of that. 4 for 22 so far. He whacks the first pitch foul over near Rich Doobie.
This guy really came into his own, though. last year, although he faded a little bit like most of them did, and down the stretch. They were 16 games over 500 on August 8th last year. Amazing. It really looked like they were going to have a pretty good year.
Well, they wound up finishing under the 500 mark again. And here in the top of the first, they go down quietly. A strikeout and 2 groundouts for Aaron Cook. Just the way he'd love to map it out. Of the first inning, Charlie Manuel settling in, having a chat with Ryan Howard. Let's take a look at his starting lineup for today's ball game. Leading it off at shortstop, Freddie Galvis. Batting second, the third baseman, Michael Young. Chase Utley hits third, followed by Ryan Howard and Dominic Brown. Darren Ruff is the designated hitter today, off a home run in last night's ball game against the Yankees. And then the bottom third of Lance Nixon left, Eric Kratz behind the plate, and Ender Inciarte in center field. And they'll face right-hander Kyle McPherson. McPherson, who did spend time last year in the Pirates rotation. So far this spring, 0-1 with an earned run average of 9.5.
This guy's more of a control guy. I've seen a little bit of him since he's been up in the major leagues. As Tom mentioned, he did spend some time in their rotation last year. He's not a guy that really jumps out at you. You've seen him a lot and have an idea of what he does. But he's not an overpowering type pitcher.
He is battling for the 5th spot in their rotation. Even with all the struggles that he had, they're going to give him at least another start, if not more, to see if he can figure some things out. In fact, he's battling with Jeff Locke, who has been a little bit better. Freddie Galvis leads it off for the Phillies, and he takes a strike. It's 0-1. Freddie's had himself a nice spring. He's hitting .310. He's 13 for 42. Certainly getting a lot of at-bats.
Stay with it!
And that ball is going to stay in play, and Brandon Inge will make the catch for the first out. There's that wind you were talking about, Wheels, because that ball on many days would have been about 10 rows deep, if not more.
Way, way back into the crowd. The wind just blows it back into play. That's why the infielders here have to stay with it. I think you could hear somebody down there yell, "Stay with it."
One out. Michael Young is the hitter. Michael, in his last 10 games this spring, is hitting .419 with a home run and 9 runs batted in. And he takes a strike. It's 0-1. Overall, he's 13 for 39. To right field, that ball's pretty well hit. Going back on it is Tabata, and he makes the over-the-shoulder grab. I think it carried a little bit more than he expected. And there are 2 outs.
Yeah, just the opposite conditions. When you hit the ball out that way with the wind that it is today, it will take off. Young hit that thing right on the nose, and Tabata, all he could do on that thing was turn to the correct side the way that he did, and then start drifting and hope he could catch up to it.
2 quick outs here at the bottom of the first. Chase Utley is the hitter. Chase with 5 hits and 30 at-bats. He's playing in his 3rd consecutive game. And that is significant just because as he prepares for the season, not getting as many days off just to show the durability of his legs.
Well, they head down to Port Charlotte tomorrow, and that's a long ride, and that's one of the ones where the A lot of the regulars will be back here.
0-1 the count to Chase. Wheels mentions back here. They will go through workouts. It's not as if the guys are off. They'll spend the morning doing their normal workout. They'll hit on the big field. Some will hit on the backfield. Some of the pitchers will throw in minor league games. Utley stays alive, and it remains no balls and 2 strikes.
Ooh. Tom Hallion has the best called third strike call of any umpire. And he likes to do it. And really thought he was going to do it there. And so did the pitcher,
that was
McPherson.
Pretty close. In fact, he thought it a couple times.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see how you can do it sooner or later.
Off the end of the bat. Up the third base side. Brandon Inge on it quickly. Throws a little low, but it's handled by Brad Hopp. 1-2-3 go the Phillies. A pretty quick first inning for both. This ball game here in Bright House Field, top of the second, and as Aaron Cook gets ready to throw his first pitch, let's throw it to Greg Murphy. Murph.
Well, Tom, it is a special day here at Bright House Field because we're going to start to show some of the great giveaways that some of Phillies fans can expect when they come to the ballpark up in Philadelphia. We're going to start with our McDonald's Phillies opening week T-shirt. You see, my 12 closest friends have gathered around me. They're all wearing the T-shirt. It's for fans 15 and over. April 8th versus the New York Mets, and I have Darby here on my left. So you can see right here on the front it says Phils, and Darby, you spin around for me. And on the back, you can see what it says as well. Opening week 2013. It's a charcoal gray T-shirt. It's distressed blue lettering. Very cool stuff. So one of the great giveaways that you can get back in Philadelphia, guys.
Purchase tickets for that game and every other game on the Phillies schedule this year at Phillies.com. That's a T-shirt that's become very popular each and every year. Phillies fans get a chance to get that during the opening week. They've changed the colors each and every year. And one of a number of giveaway items for the 2013 season. In fact, it looks like it's going to be a record number of giveaways this year at Citizens Bank Park.
And 12 of Murph's closest friends now have the first shirts in town.
That's right.
That's right. These guys don't realize it's a collector's item right now because no one else has these shirts yet, guys. So
nice job, Murph.
Consider yourself very special indeed.
We're showing the back of it right now. That's a pretty good shot there. Opening week 2013. And of course, the McDonald's logo up top.
Murph's playing Santa Claus today. Everybody's going to love him.
He's a very benevolent man.
Yes, he is.
It's a great giveaway. As we said, it's become a popular one. In fact, so many of the giveaways the Phillies have on a yearly basis are are similar, but the colors change, so they become kind of collector's items. 2-2 the count to Brad Hopp as we begin the top of the second. Boy, that one was right in on the hands of Hopp. Utley boots it for a moment. Hopp wasn't running, but still they couldn't throw him out. That's going to be an error charge to Chase. And defense has certainly been an issue for the Phillies so far this spring.
Yeah, he had 2 shots to get him there, obviously, when the ball was first hit, and then again, as Tom said, Hopp didn't run the ball out. Right here, he boots it, and now he goes to pick it up, and he can't get it, and now it's too late. If he picked it up cleanly, he has him because the guy didn't run the ball out for whatever reason. Here you go right now. See, Hopp just puts his head down. It's a ground ball to second. He's thinking, I just made it out. Well, not the way you play. Run the ball out.
Particularly when you're trying to make a ball club. This will bring Neil Walker to the plate. Walker's the everyday second baseman for the Pirates. A switch hitter hitting just 182 this spring. And he takes strike one. It's 0-1.
Aaron Cook has always been very good in these situations, throwing another ground ball, getting a double play, and moving on.
And we mentioned that Phillies defense has not been the cleanest this spring. That's kind of an understatement. They had a lot of errors in last night's ball game. And that loss to the Yankees in Tampa. A couple of throwing errors by pitchers, one by Michael Stutz, the other one by Cliff Lee. An error by Chase Utley on a throw down to second base. Josh Fields was charged with an error over at third. That was kind of a tough one, but still an error. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to Neil Walker. I'll say this much, just with the naked eye, Aaron Cook has some pretty good life on that sinker today.
Well, that's his pitch, and that one right there is the one that he wants the left-handed hitter to roll over into that double play. And Walker, well aware of that, is saying, I'm not going to swing at that. It's outside, but it's called a strike. It was real close. He turned around and asked Tom Hallion where it was. He said strike. Like I said the first time.
Loudly.
I do enjoy watching him call people out, especially if it's the opposition.
On the hands again, back into the crowd. Nice catch by a gentleman over the top of his wife. There's the umpires for today's game. Tom Hallion is the crew chief. Cuzzy, Bassner, and Will Little will rotate around the infield. Cuzzy's over at first at this point. One and two the count to Walker, who had 14 home runs and drove in 69 runs last year for the Pirates. Another one on the hands. I'm surprised he hasn't cracked his bat just yet.
Phillies will see the Pirates early this year. They have a 4-game series with them at home in April. Then we go out there, and we'll be out there
July
2nd, 3rd, 4th.
Yep.
Fireworks in Pittsburgh.
Fireworks along the Allegheny, Wills.
Yeah, well, they have a huge show out there, although we'll be leaving town that night.
You're not going to stay and enjoy the fireworks? In the dirt, Kratz keeps it in front. They got a play at second base, and it's a one-hop right past Freddie Galvis. So Hop is safe at second. That'll be a wild pitch.
Couldn't get anything on the throw. As you said, it looks like they have a play on Hop. He's a pretty good base runner. See, that's a good lead, although he's bouncing back the other way. So then he didn't get as good a jump, but then the throw, Kratz just couldn't step into that and get anything on it.
So a runner in scoring position for the Pirates. The count 2 balls and 2 strikes to Neil Walker.
Game is a day game in Pittsburgh on the 4th of July, so we'll see fireworks on the Delaware that night.
A foul ball, and it remains 2-2.
Yeah, they just don't swing and miss at Aaron Cook very often. That's never been his style because he's a contact pitcher. And it's hard for him to get strikeouts.
Aaron is pitching here today. He's not going to go as deep in this ball game as, let's say, Kyle Kendrick would have. That's why Kendrick is pitching on the backfields. Fly ball, shallow left field. Galvis calling off Lance Nix. One away.
That's a real wasted bat for the Pirates. That's the thing you look at with the Phillies, that you win ball games. You really need, especially a left-handed hitter off a sinker ball. You're going to hook it anyway. Somehow get it to the right side and get that runner to third base. Not able to do it.
So Hop still at second with one out. Here's Brandon Inge, the veteran. Inge, a longtime Detroit Tiger player. First a catcher, then a third baseman. Last year was released by the Tigers, signed by the A's. Did a pretty good job for the A's. Trying to make the Pirates. They take strike one. It's 0-1. He hit 11 home runs and drove in 52 runs for Oakland as the A's ventured their way to the postseason. He had some big home runs for Oakland last year.
It was a strange year for him after they released him looking for a home. As you said, Oakland picked him up and he did a good job. He's just been a guy that's, throughout his career, it's hard to find a position for him. He can swing the bat, but not a real good defensive guy.
A little low, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Inge last year missed the final month of the season because he had shoulder surgery. He seems to be fully recovered from that. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Off the end of the bat, out toward right field. Dominic Brown floating out and makes the catch. Hop goes back to second. Hey, there are 2 outs. It's funny listening and watching during batting practice today with Steve Henderson behind the cage. Every ball that was hit to right field, he kept, come on, Win, get it, Win, get it. That's what's going to happen today.
Right, and that's a hitting coach, so the pitching coach would say the other way if it was hit to left, to go knock it down, knock it down. All depends on your perspective of the game.
Well, Cook now will face Clint Barmas. Barmas last year hit .229 with 8 home runs and 45 runs batted in for the Pirates. He played for Clint Hurdle with the Colorado Rockies, so Hurdle brought him over to Pittsburgh. And he takes down low, 1 ball and no strikes. He has struggled this spring, 5 for 20 with a home run and 4 runs batted in. Well, they really have struggled offensively.
So low averages.
There's a line drive towards center field, a base hit. Hops being waved home. Here's the throw by Inciarte on a couple of big hops, and he's out at the plate. That was really one big hop. It didn't take that second one. And Inciarte, and this is something that they like about him, his outfield defense and his throwing arm, perfect technique, the perfect hop to Eric Kratz, and the perfect tag. Chase Utley has been the heart of the Phillies' run. What is the long-term future in red pinstripes? We'll ask the five-time All-Star himself, plus count down his top 5 moments with the club on Phillies Focus. Sunday night at 10:30 only on Comcast Sportsnet. Bottom of the second, scoreless game between the Pirates and the Phillies. 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Phillies against Kyle McPherson. Wales, we just saw one of the prime reasons why the Phillies selected Ender Inciarte in the Rule 5 draft. Major league ready arm, as he just threw out Brad Hawk trying to score from second on a base hits.
He has some tools that really appeal to them, and that's, as you say, why they picked him, Tom, in the Rule 5. One being the arm, he can run also. Now, whether or not he can hit enough to keep around on a 25-man roster, really a nice job. The idea being keep it low in case you want to cut it off. The first baseman cut it off, but also try and miss the mound. And he did a really good job with that.
The other day, he hit the mound.
Right.
That time, he got it just over. And, boy, that hop took on some velocity as it went to Eric Kratz, which was a good thing.
And it nailed hop.
It sure did. Here's Ryan Howard to lead it off. Howard takes a strike. It's 0-1.
It was not running real well from the get-go, right out of the box.
Ryan, 4 home runs, 12 runs batted in so far this spring. And he rips one through the hole on the right side. That was a scorcher.
Yeah, that's the one way to beat the shift. Ryan Howard with a real good swing at a fastball. Hooks it in the shift. And that thing was hit so hard, unless it's right at somebody, you're just not going to make the play.
Well, the Pirates didn't put 3 infielders on the right side. They just played Howard to pull, which is a huge benefit for him.
Yeah, and the second baseman, Walker, was way over right where that ball was hit, but he had no chance to get it.
Nope. Here's Dominic Brown. Dominic, a .395 hitter this spring. Takes low, 1 ball and no strikes.
Playing him straight away in the outfield. Real good center fielder out there in McCutcheon. He can run. Cover some ground. That's a big ballpark he plays in Pittsburgh. Especially towards left and left center field.
Off speed pitch, 1-1 the count to Brown.
Good straight change there from McPherson.
McPherson last year in 12 minor league starts was 3-6 with an ERA of 3.2. And then in 10 games with the Pirates, which included 3 starts, he was 0-2, an earned run average of 2.73. They have some openings because they have guys coming back from injury, including Francisco Liriano, who they picked up from the White Sox, and Charlie Morton, who's coming back from Tommy John surgery. So that's why McPherson and Locke are still battling for one of those spots in the rotation for the Pirates. Could be 2. That ball was hit hard right at Walker. Soft flip to second and not in time to turn the double play. That little bobble that Walker had at second base opened the door for Dominic to get up the first base line.
Brown's running a lot better this year. Walker does bobble, as Tom says right there. That was a breaking ball he hit on the nose a little bit. Well, then he couldn't quite pick it up too. And you know, it's not like Dominic Brown is real fast, but he's a better runner right now than he was last year because he's healthier.
So he's aboard with 1 out. Here's Darren Ruff, who's starting to churn a little bit offensively. Ruff hit a home run last night against the Yankees in Tampa. He is the designated hitter today. Overall, he's 7 for 35. So his average right at 200 with a home run and 7 runs batted in. Charlie certainly has been giving these outfielders their at-bats. He has one of them usually the designated hitter. And then either Nix, Mayberry, Brown, a combination of those three getting a chance to play left field or right field on a daily basis. They're all getting their reps out in the outfield. And they're also getting their at-bats. It's probably the one part, aside from the utility guys, that the Phillies still have to, peel away and decide on as they get ready for the season.
Talk.
Breaking ball, down and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. Pirates have brought a number of pitchers with them today to back up McPherson. Included in that is Mike Zagorski, the former Philly, who's had a good spring so far.
Got a lot of strikeouts.
He does. Over toward third, a foul ball. And it's 1-2.
Well, you talk to around the Phillies, they really think he's going to hit. Darren Ruff is going to hit. Maybe it's not right here at the beginning of the season, but the key to him is going to be where you play him.
Yeah, he continues to take fly balls out in left field during batting practice and also prior to batting practice. He's working at it. Outside, 2-2.
To count the 3-2, Charlie probably start Brown at first base. He may even run him 2-2. It's hard to tell in spring training. 3-2, yeah. See if he can get something going. Stay out of a double play.
Hit hard toward third, diving stop by Inge, throws to second, ball is knocked down. After the play by Brandon Inge over at third, he robbed Darren Ruff of an extra base hit.
Yeah, he looked like he had that ball to second in time, too, to get a force out on Brown. Walker doesn't hold on to it. Here it is. It's kind of a funny, the way it was hit, and it hopped up, and he makes the play. Now, yeah, if he catches that, he's out. You see the second baseman, Walker, he's having a little trouble catching the ball in this inning. Got a good hop, and he does what you should do there. Kind of look like you're a first baseman, stretch out and catch it. He just didn't catch it.
Yeah, he just pulled his hand up, his glove hand up a little bit too much. They do score to hit. So now the Phillies have first and second with 1 man down. And for Darren Ruff, that's 8 hits now and 36 at-bats. Here's Lance Nix. Nix 7 for 29 in the spring. He has a home run and 5 runs batted in. Takes outside and low, 1 ball and no strikes.
Early on watching McPherson, he has a kind of fastball that Nix could do some damage. Starting with a breaking ball, they're more a curveball than a slider.
Down the right field line. If it's fair, it's gone. It is a foul ball.
I like this matchup.
It's a good matchup. He just got started a little too early on that one.
See right there, it just has a little tail on it, but it's up. I don't know whether there's a fastball or changeup. The way he hits it, swinging at it, looks like fastball. And he just gets out front. So he's trying to sink it, but watching the monitor, these left-handed hitters is not sinking real well.
broke his bat, grounder right side. Well, they thought about going to second. Instead, they get Nix over at first. McPherson threw the right pitch. He threw it right into his kitchen a little bit.
Yeah, he got that one in a good spot.
And that'll leave 2 runners in scoring position for Eric Kratz.
Here's Brad Hopp. Now he takes a look. Ruff not a fast runner, but what he sees right there is a potential hit him in the back. You're at the bottom of the order. You already have 1 out. If there's any doubt there, you do what Hopp did. Because it's not like you're trying to keep the double play in order, because you're going to have the second out on that. And that's good thinking. Don't hit the runner with that throw.
Yeah, he didn't have any angle whatsoever.
Right. You know, and you're relying on your infielder there, too, to see what's going on and give you a target. And, you know, we couldn't tell on that particular replay whether he had any target to throw at either.
Well, now Eric Kratz, the number 8 hitter for the Phillies, hitting just 190 this spring with a home run and 5 runs batted in. Takes a breaking ball inside, 1-0. Mentioned the Phillies offensively this spring have been hovering between 5.5 and 6 runs per game. Right now they're averaging 5.6 runs per game, which is more than a run than they averaged for the entire year 2012. So the offense has been good. You just hope that as the year moves on, the pitching and the defense will match the offense. They're going to certainly need that. And they have a chance here to score the game's first run.
He's thrown Eric 2 breaking balls that I don't think he's meaning to throw them in the spots that they are. They are out of the zone, but they're the kind of, for a right-handed hitter, pull off a little bit and wham.
High chopper to third, and Brandon Inge slings it across the diamond. The Phillies go down here in the second. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men left in scoring position. We've completed our first 2. Follow the Phillies with MLB.com @bat for your iPhone, iPad, or Android. Get spring training scores, stats, highlights, live audio, and more. Text @bat to 31826 or visit Phillies.com for details. Up to the third we go. Pirates nothing, Phillies nothing. Wheels, in case you're wondering where your Fanatic dangle hat and your red furry cap went, I think the folks down there in the stands have taken them out of your office.
You know, I met the lady the other day that had that the one she made up.
I think that's her, isn't it? Oh, the Fanatic hat that she made up?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she was downstairs the other day, introduced herself and said, yeah, you know, I made it myself. I said, yeah, we kind of figured that. She said, yeah, we heard we were talking about it.
Kind of made it myself, and you said, yeah, we put that together.
Yeah, we could see that it didn't quite look like the normal Fanatic dangle hat.
Scott Branworth, who's the Phillies director of merchandise, is in Clearwater. And I don't know if it's something that he would sell in the store, something like that. Maybe an advanced dangle hat.
We got a lot of items down here, boy. Our office was loaded with goodies this morning.
Yep. Here's Michael McHenry to lead it off for the Pirates in the third. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. McHenry 233 last year with 12 home runs, 39 runs batted in. He's 5 for 16 this spring. And he's going to be the backup to Russell Martin.
This is one of those minor league guys that, you know, they crowd like Kratz a little bit. You wonder if he ever played in the big league. He hurt the Phillies in some games last year. There's a little power.
Originally with the Rockies organization, and then that's where Clint Hurdle knew him.
Right.
There's Clint. 11th major league season between the Pirates and the Rockies. Inside ball 4 and a leadoff walk for McHenry. First walk of the day for Aaron Cook.
Well, this is why they're not going to use a DH, because they have a perfect opportunity now to have a pitcher come up and bunt and work on it. The Phillies have not done that yet, but in this case, the Pirates are doing it today, and couldn't ask for something better. You get the first guy on, they bunt.
Yeah, there will be a point in the next week or so where the Phillies will start using their pitcher instead of the DH. There's a strike. It's 0-1. Part of that is because the Phillies are still looking for at-bats for certain guys. As we said, there's jobs to be won. Michael Young in on the grass at third. He'll be charging as Cook throws over to first. He does have a good move.
Yeah, and that's a good time to do it, too. See, McHenry over there, the catcher, he's certainly not going to run there, but he might come bouncing out with that lead, that walking lead, maybe get in between steps. And he almost did.
And the bunt toward third. Young has a play at first, so the sacrifice is successful. Sounds strange, but you know, even for the infielders, having that opportunity to work on the bunt plays defensively is even important.
Sure, you get a chance to put on the signs, stuff you're going to do down there. You know, especially when there's first and second. Not when there's man on first. When there's first and second, you have different bunt plays that you have to put on. And in that case, you get a feel for, all right, here's the bunt. Now, do I have a play at second? I have a catcher running. You know that before it's bunted. But he got down there pretty well, and he had no play. So throw over to first and get the out.
Alex Presley struck out his first time up. So back to the top of the order for the Pirates. They had a runner in scoring position in the second. And that runner was thrown out at the plate trying to score. Now they have a runner in scoring position here in the third against Aaron Cook. Ground ball right side, and Cook, who fields his position well.
You know, when you're a sinker baller, do better, because you're going to get some action. And a good move helps. As you said, he has a good move. And also the fact that you can field your position, because you're going to have some stuff coming back at you when you're a ground ball pitcher like he is. Pitches away a lot, too.
That'll bring Tabata to the plate. Tabata is 0 for 1. He grounded out to Utley his first time up. That's 5 ground balls, including the error by Chase Utley.
Yeah, that's his style.
For Aaron Cook, that's a good sign.
Sure.
There's a strike, 0-1.
And they're ground balls that are at Pete. You can throw all the ground balls in the world. There's a Rodrigo Lopez will be next. You throw all your ground balls, and if they're finding holes, you have a tough outing. Working on his changeup right there as he gives a sign to whoever's catching him.
Rodrigo Lopez back from the World Baseball Classic, where he pitched for Team Mexico. Nice play by Kratz to keep that ball in front of him. Ball's hit right on the nose at Utley, but Utley's able to gobble up a tough hop, and the side is retired. 3 ground outs for Aaron Cook. He's through 3. We'll head to the bottom of the third. to you by WB Mason. You can't go wrong when you buy right. Well, the big green furry thing is around. As we pointed out the other day, he's around there somewhere. Well, he's not actually in the mix there, but he's around the ballpark, and we'll see him as the day goes on. Aaron Cook, a solid 3 innings. Really solid, Bills, the number of ground ball outs that he was able to get.
Well, he's such an easy pitcher to scout before the game starts. So what is this guy going to do? He's going to throw a sinker, hope he gets ground balls, hope they're at people, and get quick outs. Very few swings and misses. I think I remember one in those 3 innings. Maybe there was another one. Because he pitches to contact. That's what he tries to do.
Now, we are assuming he's done. He may not be, but we're assuming he's done because Rodrigo Lopez is scheduled to get some innings today, too, as another potential starting pitcher. Inciarte slams the first pitch to left field, but the wind's going to bring it back. And there's one away. So he is retired on the first pitch from Kyle McPherson.
There won't be many left-handed hitters hit homers to left field today, left or left center. You see why. And it's only 58 degrees here, so it's cold.
Back to the top of the order for Freddie Galvis. Galvis popped out in his first time up. Freddie getting a chance to play shortstop today. Jimmy Rollins is involved in the World Baseball Classic still. Jimmy's had himself a nice tournament so far, just as the United States has.
Yeah, they have a good little team. Their lineup is a very strong lineup in that I think they did a really good job of thinking about it and constructing it because it works. They've got some movable pieces in there, and their bullpen obviously is outstanding. If their starters can get them deeper into a game, they've done a real good job with the bullpen. Joe Torre, good baseball man, great coaching staff with Larry Boa involved in it. So that should be fun to watch, that game tonight with the Dominican.
Yeah, Larry's been kind of an individual star on that coaching staff as Galvis lifts it to right field. It's up in the wind. Tabeda's going back toward the wall, and he has room to make the catch. Somewhere in the dugout, Steve Henderson is going, come on, wind, come on.
Well, Tabeda's playing real shallow for Freddie here, and right there he does a few things wrong, but he catches the ball. You never want to see an outfielder turn the way that he did there. He was not under control. He was not comfortable catching that, but the result was fine. He's laughing about it. He's thinking, that was not a highlight film.
He's got some music floating around in his head as he's spinning around out there. Here's Michael Young with 2 away here in the bottom of the 3rd. He swings at the first pitch. Michael Young was retired on a fly ball to right field his only time up. So he's 0 for 1. Breaking pitch.
You see a hitter like Young flinch. That's a good breaking ball.
He saw the curveball that time, waited for it, and shot it foul. It remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. This has been a good outing for McPherson based on his numbers from his previous spring training outings. He had allowed 8 earned runs in his previous 3 games. Not that we saw those 3 games, but he's got a little more movement, I would think, than he had in his first 3 starts of the spring.
Well, that's reports on him. He's a command guy, not a big strikeout guy, evidently. Also, not a big swing and a miss type of pitcher.
Fly ball left field. And going back on it is Presley.
Not today.
Nope. On another day, that ball may have been in the Pirates' bullpen. Instead, it's a fly ball out. The Phillies go down in order. Top of the fourth inning, Pirates nothing, Phillies nothing. A pitching change for the Phillies. We'll get to in a moment. But first, let's check in with Murph. Murph?
All right, Tom. Well, of course, every year the Phillies celebrate Mother's Day. This year it'll be a week early, Mother's Day on the 12th. But on May the 5th, everybody 15 and older, all women 15 and older, will get this great, I guess you would call it a tote bag. I'm here with Lauren and her son Ryder, who just turned 1 year old in January. And I'll tell you, now Lauren is from Dunedin, so you live near the beach.
Yes.
This would be pretty good for the beach, right?
Yes, it would be awesome. Love it.
Put all Ryder's toys in there and carry them down.
He's got a lot of them. That would be awesome.
So again, it's 15 and older, women 15 and older on May the 5th back at the ballpark. It is the StubHub Chase Utley tote bag. So we'll show you the back. It's the Utley jersey. It's actually the alternate Sunday jersey for Chase Utley. And I mean, who wouldn't want that? So we appreciate Lauren and Ryder stopping by and helping us out with this. Guys, we'll set it back upstairs.
All right, Murph, thank you very much. That's a great giveaway. That's a new one. Now, every year there are usually bags that are given out, whether it be tote bags or gym bags. That's a little different approach to it. That's a sharp one. Given out in May, on the 5th of May, so just in time to get you ready for the summer season down the shore. Rodrigo Lopez takes over for the Phillies after 3 scoreless innings from Aaron Cook. Lopez will face Andrew McCutchen, Brad Hopp, Neil Walker for the Pirates. And the first pitch over for a strike. It's 0-1. Second tour of duty for Rodrigo Lopez with the Phillies. He was with the Phillies a couple of years ago. McCutchen grounded out his only time up. He's 0 for 1. Lopez was gone from the Phillies, appearing in the World Baseball Classic for Mexico, but they didn't have a whole lot going on. Mexico didn't in the first round, except for that brawl against Canada. They did not advance, and because of that, he and Sebastian Valle came back a little early. That ball was hit hard but foul right between Nick Leyva and Michael Young.
Oh, boy.
It remains 1-2. There's Nick Leyva, the former Philly manager. He's been a coach for a long time. Was he in Toronto at all when you were in Toronto as a coach?
No, he had left the year before. He was one of the coaches for Cito Gaston, the manager then.
Over toward third again, and that's beyond Michael Young down the left field line. Nix gets to it quickly, but McCutchen will head to second with a leadoff double.
Yeah, McCutchen, one of the best players in the game today. Obviously not on the best team, but this guy here gives you 100%. He tried to get in there in the very beginning as he rifled one down the line, and then he came back again, and this one he kept in fair territory. And this guy, 5-tool, good defensive player, can run, can throw, hit for an average, and power.
Safe to say he's one of the more exciting young players in all of baseball?
No doubt in my mind.
Here's Brad Hopp. He reached on an error his first time up. And Hopp fouls one over our heads and out of play. It's 0-1. Lopez, during the World Baseball Classic, pitched in one game. He went 3 innings. He allowed 4 hits and 2 runs. He did strike out 4.
Lopez, more of a control type of pitcher. Not going to throw the ball by you very much. And he will hit the spots. Good off-speed pitch. Be the kind of guy you'd like maybe in the bullpen to eat up some innings.
Yeah, the Phillies are looking for a long man at this point. Now, the other day, Raul Valdez threw 3 scoreless innings out of the bullpen. So Valdez could be in that mix for Charlie Manuel, but he may want somebody who is used to starting, like a Rodrigo Lopez or an Aaron Cook, who pitched very well today. I was impressed with the way Cook threw today.
Cook got ground balls and, again, keeping the ball down with a little bit of sink. He throws a heavy ball.
Pickoff play is on, and it goes between the legs of McCutchen.
Got to have quick feet. Going to pick him off there, and that ball was almost daylight, meaning when that pitcher sees daylight, that's when you turn and throw. He's already there, not able to catch the ball, however.
One ball, one strike, the count to Hop. Nobody out here in the top of the fourth. Lopez last year pitched in 4 games for the Chicago Cubs out of the bullpen. In fact, he spent the last 2 years with the Cubs. He was with the Phillies back in 2009. Pitched in 7 games, was 3-1. And then spent the entire 2010 with Arizona. He lost 16 games for the Diamondbacks. He won 7, lost 16.
Well, you know the ball carries in that ballpark. Even though it's kind of spacious, I mean, they have big gaps. You get the ball in the air in Arizona, and has a tendency to get out.
He did allow 37 home runs that year.
Catching too much of the plate.
I would think so. Just missed outside, 3-2.
Trying to keep him from actually pulling the ball. Keep that ball down, maybe a little sink, get a ground ball right back to you. Oh, that's even better.
First strikeout for Lopez. First out here in the fourth.
Boy, look at the movement on the pitch there. Looks like he threw him a changeup. See how the hitter's all out in front? He's anticipating a fastball from his stance. A fastball in. That ball away, no chance.
Kind of a gutsy call with the count 3-2. I know first base is open, but that's a gutsy call.
It sure is, and that's got. I mean, that's like his bread and butter. Lopez, not a pitcher that can pitch, and a hitter sitting right on his fastball, for instance. Usually, that's what you would get, 3-2.
Neil Walker popped out to Freddie Galvis in shallow left field his first time up. He's 0 for 1, runner at second base with 1 man down here in the fourth.
So he has to work on the edges, outside part of the plate. He can ill afford to pitch over the middle of the plate. Inside, making sure if the hitter hits the ball that he pulls it.
Lopez won 15 games twice for the Orioles. I don't know if my memory is correct. I don't think he was the kind of pitcher even back then that could work the middle of the plate. He still had to work the corners.
Good point, because actually no pitcher can just consistently be over the middle of the plate. Oh, it's a little different, though. Sometimes guys throwing 95, 96 and above can get away with it from time to time.
I just wondered, how hard is it for a pitcher to realize, okay, I don't have the juice to just blow it by a guy. I've got to be a little smarter. I mean,
well, Craig Maddox did it his whole career. He would tell you that. He said if he had had Nolan Ryan's arm or the guys Roger Clemens that throw hard, he would never lose.
Fly ball down the left field line. Nix with a long run, and it's a fair ball. It drops in. McCutchen goes to third, and Walker's safe at first. That was a long run.
Yeah, this ball hit in no man's land. Again, though, good pitch there, but that's a long run for everybody. I mean, he couldn't have thrown it in there any better. That ball drops just inside the left field line.
Well, first and third with 1 man down. The Phillies have played the infield at double play depth with Brandon Inge at the plate. Inge flied out to right field his first time up. Lopez gets one back to the box. That should be 2. Galvis at second. That's an easy double play. 1-6-3. And Rodrigo Lopez gets out of the fourth inning. Little threat by the Pirates, but they leave one over third. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the official HD triple play provider of your Philadelphia Phillies. A sunshiny afternoon here in Clearwater, Florida. Phillies offense, as we said, averaging just under 6 runs per game, have not put a run on the board just yet. But as we go to the 4th inning, they'll have Utley, Howard, and Dominic Brown due up. Partial season ticket plans are now available by going to Phillies.com. 17 and 14 game ticket plans are available. All plans feature great benefits, including ticket discounts and postseason options. It's a great way to enjoy Phillies baseball and terrific promotions throughout the season. Order now at Phillies.com. Sarge, I just saw Ryan Sandberg and Rich Doobie both chatting with Freddie Galvis as we were getting ready to do that promo. Possibly talking about the coverage at second base on that ball back to the box. On the
double play, but again, though, Chase was pointing at him all the way. Hey, throw the ball there, and he didn't impede his vision at all.
Swing and a miss by Utley. It's 0-1.
A low-speed pitch.
Yeah, I wondered if there was a miscommunication initially. Now, it didn't look that way.
No, I don't think so. Not at all. I mean, the way, too, though, Galvis is coming across the bag from shortstop, as opposed to, again, Utley taking it, having to step off or go across his body.
Down the right field line for Chase Utley. Boy, he turned nicely on that one, got his hips into it, and he's going to get to second base.
It's good hitting right there. He starts to hit that ball, and you'll know he's back. He'll start hitting the ball hard 3 or 4 times during the course of the game. See how he clears his hips on? Look at his hips. How he clears his inside. That's how you hit the inside pitch. When you clear your hips there, that bat's going to come in automatically. He does it as good as anyone. Not looking for a pitch, just reacting on a pitch. Classic swing, head down against the front foot again. Hard to miss a pitch like that, and he didn't.
Oh, the leadoff batter in scoring position. Ryan Howard is the hitter. He singled his first time up.
It's one of those situations. It's almost an automatic pull there for Ryan Howard. He pulls the ball so much. Left fielder, however, almost playing him straight away. Just a little shade there to his left.
Off the end of the bat to right field. Utley is tagging. Tabata is under it. Utley will draw the throw. Tabata has a world-class arm. And one away.
Well, I tell you, set him up good. Threw him a fastball inside. Kind of got him off the plate very first pitch. And he comes back with an off-speed pitch. Ryan Howard a little bit out in front. Not able to get the runner over. Check this out now. That's a changeup. See how he's out in front? Again, that's that pull swing that I'm talking about, as opposed to just going on and driving it. He can still get over no matter where he hits it because Ryan Howard is so strong.
Dominic Brown reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Hit the ball right on the nose. A ground ball to second. Takes a strike. It's 0-1. Sarge, I was out at the cage again today watching batting practice, which I know we do usually when the Phillies are home here in Clearwater. And Wally Joyner really has been working so hard this spring with Dominic Brown. And he was looking at him all these different angles, every single rotation he had in the cage. And after each one, he had a little tidbit that he was throwing at Dominic Brown's way. I just thought it was really interesting that the hands-on, one-on-one approach that we've seen from Wally with Dominic Brown and some of the other hitters this spring.
Yeah, and it's good, and you need that one-on-one because a lot of times in Major League Baseball players, it's not a whole lot they're doing wrong. Yeah, a little tweak here, a little tweak there.
There were a couple of rounds where Dominic wasn't hitting the ball the way he wanted to, and he was getting a little frustrated, but there were some shots. I mean, it was smooth. It was comfortable. It was, as Charlie Manuel said yesterday, athletic. And I guess that's what you were talking about, just reacting and using your natural reactions.
Right, and at this particular point, you should just about be able to hit the ball hard up the middle when you want to, the other way when you want to. Got in on him there.
Brandon Inge will give this a look. He may have room, and he does. He makes the catch over the top of the Hooters dugout, and there are 2 outs.
I got to tell you, all over the league, this Brandon Inge, I don't know if it's a player that gives you just a better effort every time that he's out there. This kid's always been told, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that. All he does is give you 100% effort. Won't have to look for him either to make that last out. Just a steady ball player.
Well, 2 outs. Darren Ruff, who reached on an infield single his first time up. Utley still out at second base. He began the inning with a double.
Darren hit his first home run of the spring last night. Just a matter of time. Again, this kid here, one of the reasons I like him so much is that he plays left field. But besides that, line drives that I've seen him hit.
Out to right center field. Andrew McCutchen on the run out toward the warning track, and he makes the catch, and the side is retired. The wind carried that a little bit farther than McCutchen originally thought, and the Phillies waste the leadoff double by Chase Utley. Top of the 5th inning, Phillies and the Pirates scoreless, each team with 3 base hits. Well, the Hoodoo Ball Girls, who have done such a great job this spring, as everybody knows, well, they are showing off the giveaway that the Phillies will have on Tuesday, May 14th. It's Teva Respiratory Phillies Cap Giveaway. It's a 2-tone soft mesh cap featuring the Phillies P on the front. It's adjustable, and it's compliments of Teva Respiratory Asthma Awareness Night at the ballpark. It's a free giveaway for all fans coming to the game on Tuesday, May 14th. In fact, Scott Brandreth, who's the Phillies director of merchandise, we talked about before, he is here in Clearwater. He's walking around with that cap on as we speak around the ballpark. Clint Barmas leads it off. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Barmas. Barmas singled his first time up. That was back in the 3rd back in the 2nd against Aaron Cook. Cook pitched very well today. 3 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. By the way, we mentioned that giveaway on the 14th of May. You go to Phillies.com if you're wondering about any of the giveaway items that the Phillies will have this year, including the ones we've shown you today. The opening week T-shirt and the Chase Utley tote bag, compliments of StubHub. There are pictures on the Phillies website if you look at a particular game. I know, Sarge, you're looking forward to the Phillies floppy cap on the 19th of May. Out towards shortstop, and Freddie Galvis shading his eyes from the sun, puts it away.
Great technique on that. He flips those glasses down.
Well, speaking of technique, Sarge, I know you like the way Andrew McCutchen went back on this ball off the bat of Darren Ruff.
Yeah, just take a look, though, at the jump there. Look how he's running on his toes. You know that? He looks to see where the fence is. That was a hard ball that was hit. He made an easy catch out of it. Take another look at it. That's part of the 5 tools that this kid had I was talking about earlier. That's the defensive part. That running part is a part of it, too, as he runs the ball down.
It's hard to find a kid who has as many tools as he has right now in the National League, let alone, or in Major League Baseball, let alone just the National League.
And not only that, this kid wants to play. Every time he hits a ground ball, you never see him lack of hustle. He's always hustling. And when you have the best player on your team giving you that type of an effort, it's easy for everyone else to do the same thing.
1-1 the count to Michael McHenry. And it's 1-2.
Pirates drafted him from Lakeland, Florida, not far from where Ray Lewis grew up. Just a gifted athlete.
One was shot right back through the middle by McHenry, so he has a base hit. He's been on twice. And now the pitcher Kyle McPherson will hit. Well, we talk about promo nights at the ballpark. Mark your calendars now for the first Hatfield Phillies Franks Dollar Dog Nights, Tuesday, April 9th, and Monday, the 22nd. 7:05 against the Pirates is the 22nd. Order your tickets now at Phillies.com. McPherson with a sacrifice bunt his first time up. He squares here. And he bunts that one toward first. A fair ball. Howard applies the tag. Sacrifice is successful. Well, if Clint Hurdle wanted to get his pitchers an opportunity, they certainly have taken advantage of the first 2 opportunities.
Yeah, this is the time of the year. A lot of times managers will have the DH hitting, even in their home ballpark with the National, even if you're in the National League, and they're trying to get more hitters to hit. And then in the end, because you know the pitcher's got to face live pitching, a sacrifice bunt, they let them do it.
Just saw Jonathan Papelbon throwing in the bullpen. Looks like he'll pitch the 6th inning for the Phillies. Want to know the count to Alex Presley. Fly ball left center field, not deep. Galvis is out. Inciarte coming in. It's Freddie Galvis who makes the catch. Runner left at second base. We're through 4.5. We'll be back right after this. Don't miss out on any Phillies news, alerts, or inside information. Sign up today for the CSNPhilly.com Phillies newsletter. Last of the fifth inning, not a whole lot of offense here this afternoon. I mentioned the Pirates have struggled offensively so far this spring. Phillies haven't, but today they've managed only 3 hits against Kyle McPherson. And McPherson will face Lance Nix, Eric Kratz, and Ender Inciarte for the Phillies as we start the bottom of the fifth inning. Phillies base hit so far. Ryan Howard has a single. Darren Ruff has an infield single. And then Chase Utley's doubled down the right field line. The only hits this afternoon for the Phillies.
Yeah, both teams, however, having opportunities to be able to move a player to get in scoring position and to have scored a run.
Yeah, small ball, if that's what you want to call it, would have helped if it was executed properly today.
Well, you got to execute.
Lance Nix grounded out his only time up. And he shoots that one to the left side on the first pitch. Brandon Inge throws him out. 1 away. Pedro Alvarez will be the everyday third baseman for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's struggling right now. He's 1 for his last 19 this spring. Whether Inge makes the team as a utility guy remains to be seen. Eric Kratz grounded out to Inge's only time up.
One thing that will get you in that lineup and open up the eyes of a manager there, as you see Pittsburgh Pirates manager
Clint Hurdle
getting hits. I think after I was fired the one time for the hitting coach, and it actually called Colorado, actually called everyone. The only call I got back was from Clint. I got one call back.
Very personable guy, Sarge, Clint Hurdle.
He said that when he got fired as a hitting coach, he said not one person called him. Therefore, anytime anyone called him, he would call them back.
That's actually a pretty good way to go through life.
Yeah. Even though he said he didn't need anyone, it was nice of him to call back.
Breaking ball, 1-2. I would have to think, though, just the fact that he called back and even gave you a chance to talk baseball.
Absolutely.
In all seriousness, even to talk baseball, talk about your situation, would help you evaluate what you want to do in the future.
Yeah, it was very valuable. And again, it just makes you really think, hey, listen, not a lot of people out there that, or don't lose your job, but as a hitting coach, you're going to lose your job. There's just no question about that.
2 outs, and it brings Ender Inciarte to the plate. But hey, bring it up, too, because around baseball, as you said, if you're a hitting coach, you're going to lose your job eventually.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of times, if you're a manager, you're going to lose your job. The friends you build up, even if it's just to talk baseball and make you feel like, all right, there is another opportunity eventually down the road. I mean, that's important.
Yeah, no doubt. And he did say that. Hey, listen, keep calling. There's going to be other jobs that are out there. And he sure was right about it. Doesn't make you really feel good at the time, but did having him call back. And Clint, he's been a friend for a long time and didn't really know him in the very, very beginning. But now, I mean, you speak to him every single time. And I know he has a kind heart and he's helping people. And obviously you pull and you wish them good luck no matter where they go.
Boy, Inciarte drills one right under the glove of Brad Hopp on his way to second. And he'll get there sliding. That's going to be a 2-out double for Ender Inciarte.
I got to tell you, boy, again, he's opening up some eyes. Charlie talks about him all the time. And I can tell you one thing, as far as in the arm, he might have the best arm in the outfield. Just needs to do a little bit more of this. Hits a bullet right down that first base line. Little Olay after that ball has gone by him. And look at the speed there. And he gives himself a little clap of the hands. I always like that.
Clap of the hands?
That's right. Only time you can do it is when you're on base. Don't clap when you're going back the other way, Oh, boy.
You can, but nobody's going to see it, really. Freddie Galvis is 0 for 2. Corners play in a little bit for the Pirates. 0-1 the count. Galvis takes a breaking ball.
pretty good pitches. The difference in that guy's able to just constantly throw the fastball, or you're able to throw that breaking ball when you have runners on. Managers are always looking at that. Pretty good 2 pitches.
Well, he tried to sneak a fastball on the inside part of the plate to Galvis. He nearly did.
Yeah, after 2 soft pitches, you come in with a pitch like this, it feels almost as if it's 100 miles an hour, just missing on the inside part of the plate.
1-2 the count to Freddie Galvis. In the dirt. And now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Shattered his bat. Ball rolls out towards second. Galvis is retired. The Phillies leave one in scoring position. It's the 3rd inning. The Phillies have left a runner in scoring position.
Recently,
than a month if you're interested in applying for the Callis Award. It's a scholarship that we, as the broadcasters of the Phillies, are giving out to a local college student, rising junior or senior in one of the Philadelphia colleges. And you can check out PhillyBroadcasters.org for more information. It's a $1,500 scholarship. We've given out 3 so far in the last several years, and we're going to give out another one for the fall 2013 semester. If you're already working in the broadcasting field or working for toward a degree in broadcasting, as we said, rising junior or senior, or even a graduate student, then go to PhillyBroadcasters.org and download the application, fill it out, and submit it to us. You can either mail it into the P.O. box or you can email it to us, and we will go through those scholarship applications and award our 4th Callis Award, and that'll be following the deadline on the 30th of April. Top of the 6th inning, Pirates nothing, Phillies nothing, and Jonathan Papelbon is the new pitcher for the Phillies. 4th ball game for Jonathan. Kind of throw away that earned run average, even though it's out there. 27, 0-1 with an ERA of 27. 2 2/3, 7 hits allowed. And he'll take over as we go to the top of the 6th inning. And Sarge, listen, spring training is not complete.
No.
Until the Fanatic comes into the booth.
Yep, you're absolutely right about that. I guess he has something he needs to
Fanatic is presenting some of the giveaway items, showing off some of the giveaway items that we will have at the ballpark this year that represent the big green furry thing. One of them is the Fanatic T-shirt, which is compliments of Liberty Mutual, that will be given out as the season moves on, as Tabata takes up high. It's 1 ball and no strikes. And then also he has the DVD. It's the Time Traveler, the Philly Fanatic Time Traveler DVD. It's all part of his birthday celebration, presented by Citizens Bank. And it's all part of the promotional schedule that'll be given out this year at Citizens Bank Park.
Yeah, I think what he's saying, if I can get it in Fanatic
You can
talk,
understand it, yeah.
Yeah, that he's giving this to me.
Oh.
Okay? That's right. The time travel.
Just you.
Well, that's why he said like this. I mean, I understand that kind of talk.
It's nice that you understand that kind of talk, Sarge. Well, the T-shirt is going to be given out Sunday, August 18th. Again, it's sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance. And the T-shirt will be given out to all fans that are coming to the ballpark. And there's the Time Traveler DVD that the Fanatic is obviously very proud of. You're proud of it, aren't you, Fanatic?
Yeah, I heard there are a couple of guys in there that are doing some acting that might be able to get the Emmy. They have done so well with it.
You think so?
Well, I'm just going on what they're saying.
Folks are talking, are they?
Oh, big time talking.
Well, we appreciate the Fanatic spending some time with us as Tabata is down on strikes. Actually, the T-shirt is a great T-shirt, and it's one of the many items that will be given out at the ballpark this year. My feeling is you can never have enough T-shirts, and the Fanatic, having his logo on it, makes it even brighter.
Yeah, well, you're right about the T-shirts. They do wear. I got to tell you, I got thousands of them.
Thousands of T-shirts and thousands of hats.
And you're right.
Well, again, the Fanatic T-shirt sponsored by Liberty Mutual will be Sunday, August 18th at the ballpark. Eric Kratz will give that one a look as it goes out of play. It's no balls and 2 strikes. But there's some great items. Again, you can go to Phillies.com and check out a list of the items that will be given out. And I think something. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought there was something going on the field. Eric Kratz may have been crossed up on that pitch by Papelbon.
May have been crossed up, but he actually called them out. And again, everybody has to be on the same page with the signs, but there's nobody on. So I don't know. Maybe they're talking location. Who knows with Papelbon out there at times.
Well, it's a good sign that he's able to start this inning the way he has by getting the strikeout of Tabata. Now he's ahead 0-1 to Andrew McCutchen. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. I mentioned some of the promotional items that'll be given out this year. You can go to Phillies.com and get a list of them. But there's some great items. We mentioned the T-shirts. Well, Chevrolet will be giving out a men's T-shirt on Sunday, June 2nd for fans 15 and over. That's for Father's Appreciation Day. Back toward the box. Papelbon has it, and there are 2 outs. Some of the other items, I know everybody likes bobble figurines and bobblehead dolls. Well, Toyota on the 4th of June will be presenting the Carlos Ruiz bobble figurine. And if you want to see that bobble figurine, there it is. It's Carlos at the plate. What do you think there, Sarge?
Well, I like it. I mean, he was skinny in the beginning. They put a little weight on him.
He looks pretty skinny there.
I know. I mean, he's a stocky kind of a guy. It looks good. I would think that he would like that.
First pitch is up high to Brad Hopp. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
I tell you, what a giveaway, though. I mean, that is one of the more popular giveaways of all time, wouldn't you think?
Absolutely. Wednesday, the 21st, the second bobblehead. It's the bobble figurine. The Cole Hamels bobble figurine is Wednesday, August 21st. And then on Friday, August 23rd, a little bit of a surprise, retro night. Total will sponsor the John Kruk action figurine.
Really?
Now that is a perfect giveaway. So all those items and all of the giveaways, including the Cabrini College knit hat, the growth chart, ShopRite Back to School Day, all those items and all of those events are on Phillies.com. Jonathan Papelbon has an absolutely dominating 6th inning for the Phillies. 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Pretty darn good as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Baseball is brought to you by Citizens Bank, where good banking is good citizenship. Isn't it time you experience good banking? And by Toyota. Let's go places. Still scoreless as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Pirates and the Phillies. New pitcher for the Pirates is left-hander Andy Oliver, who will take over for Kyle McPherson. Both starters today pitched well. For the Phillies, it was Aaron Cook. He went 3 scoreless. Then Rodrigo Lopez went 2 scoreless. But for McPherson, it was his best outing of the spring. He allowed 4 hits and no runs. So now Oliver, in his 3rd ball game, no wins, no losses, an earned run average of 15.4. Wow. I figure you get some runs off a guy like that, right, Sarge?
Yeah, well, you're looking to it. Those 5 walks there, 2 1/3 innings, tells me right away you want to be a little bit patient. Wait for your pitch.
He'll face 2, 3, and 4 for the Phillies. Oh, I mentioned the opening week T-shirt. Murph showed that earlier in the telecast. Monday, April 8th at 7:05 is the start of a 3-game series against the Mets, and that's when that McDonald's opening week T-shirt will be given out to fans 15 and over. Tuesday the 9th is a Hatfield Dollar Dog Night. Order your tickets now by going to Phillies.com. Michael Young will lead it off for the Phillies. Michael Young is 0 for 2. He's flied out to right. He's also flied to left. Outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Philippe Almont is warming in the bullpen for the Phillies. Back from the World Baseball Classic with Team Canada. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. By the way, I failed to mention before that when we were talking about the Fanatics Time Traveling DVD, which is sponsored by Citizens Bank, that's going to be given out Sunday, April 21st. But on Thursday, the 18th, Expedex will be giving out the 2013 schedule magnet at the ballpark. And then April winds down with the MLB Network Sling Bag that will be given out on Wednesday, April 24th. So you've got the McDonald's opening week T-shirt on the 8th of April, the Expedex 2013 schedule magnet on the 18th of April, the Time Traveling Fanatic DVD sponsored by Citizens Bank on the 21st, and then the 24th is the MLB Network Sling Bag. So all those items are part of a thick schedule of events at the ballpark in the month of April. Ball 4, and that's what you're talking about, Sarge, those 3 passes.
Yeah, not able to get the fastball over. He does throw the ball pretty hard, 2-0, cripple pitch there. Michael Young was late on. It's a pitch he normally really hammers, and that's how you're going to be able to tell this year on whether or not who slowed down, who has not. When you get to the hitting counts, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1. Whether or not they're able to make solid contact or just fouling off balls to the right or the left.
Dudley doubled his last time up. He's 1 for 2.
Got to make him throw a strike. Time you see those pitchers out there that are struggling and fighting to find that strike zone, don't help them out. Make them throw a strike. The pitch he's missing with the breaking ball. He's becoming pretty predictable. You know, as a hitter, you just sit right there on that one pitch, looking for the fastball all the way. Lefty against lefty. If he shows that he's able to get the breaking ball over, now you can look for it. Other than that, look for your strength, which is hitting the fastball, and that is for Chase Utley. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I think Chase thought that was a little high and inside.
Good thing is, though, I mean, when you look at him hitting, even from left-handed pitchers, he very seldom bails at the plate, meaning not going toward the pitch. He stays right in there. I'd have to say 99% of the time.
He pulls that one into right field, a base hit. Young's going to get to third. Utley will stop at first. Boy, what a good sign. Chase is 2 for 3 today, and he just picked up a single that moved the runner over to third against a left-hander.
Well, you're right. It is good to see. What's good to see when he's able to pull the ball. Exactly what he did. That short, quick to the ball. That's that swing that we've become so familiar with. He's hitting the ball hard like that. Once he starts to elevate it, that's where those 30 home runs will come in at. But right now, solid foundation is what you're looking for here in spring training.
Boy, I think people around Philadelphia would love to hear 30 home runs next to Chase Utley's name.
Well, if he's driving the ball, hitting the ball hard consistently, he can reach that.
Boy, that would be tremendous.
Oh.
Here's Howard with runners on first and third. Ryan Howard crushes one to left center field. McCutcheon's out there, and he makes the catch. Young will score from third. If you're the Pirates, you're thankful that the wind was blowing in. It's a sacrifice fly that was more of a line drive, and it's 1-0 Phillies.
Well, Howard going up there looking dead red all the way. Let me tell you something. He crutches that. See, his head is down on it. Again, Andy McCutcheon, one of the best there in the business as he runs down potential trouble. And when you see him look down right there, he's just looking to see where he is. Doesn't mess up his stride at all. Good player. Good job, though, for Ryan Howard on that first run of the game.
So an RBI for Howard. The RBI is his 13th of the spring. Here's Dominic Brown with a runner at first. Brown 0 for 2. A fielder's choice in the second. And he popped out into foul territory his last time up.
Really looking good as a hitter. He's been making solid contact on both left and right-handed pitchers. A little late on that one. Hey, though he still looks like he feels comfortable hitting against left-handed pitching. Pretty hard thrower, too. He's got to deal with right now. I would think Chase Utley is one of those players that Charlie Manuel, the manager, would put on his own to steal a base. A little easier when you're on your own as opposed to them giving you the steal sign.
Almost looked like he thought about it right there.
Yeah, he did. As he was trying to read him, just about. He was probably a little irritated that he didn't go. Always felt, though, that you get a better jump when you're going on your own because as that base stealer, you're trying to pick out the off speed or the breaking pitch to run on. The manager gives it to you. You're going to go no matter whether or not it's a fastball, pitch out, or whatever. That's what was so amazing about Davey Lopes. Those left-handed pitchers, boy, he would be able to read them like a bug. All he needs to look at them a couple times to pick up whatever they were doing when they were getting ready to throw to home plate.
There goes Utley. And the pitch is fouled away over our heads. And the Chase will go back. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Good jump, though, he had. You know, that's just like with Cole Hamels. I mean, I don't know what it is about Cole when he faces Jose Reyes, but he seems to know exactly what he's doing when he's at first base, because he gets tremendous jumps every single time.
There goes Utley again. And again a foul ball. I guess if you've seen a guy over and over, even if it's during the course of the game, but certainly during a career, like Reyes has seen Hamels, you were probably that way with certain pitchers. You could probably see their tendencies.
You could really, I mean, you could pick up things, but, you know, still, though, I've always felt it was tough against a left-handed pitcher. Davey Lopes thinks that it was easier. I thought it was easier to steal third base. Well, it might be because they probably felt I was never going to steal third.
Utley doesn't go this time. Did Brown go? Yes, he did. According to Tom Hallion, 2 outs here in the 6th.
Designated hitter, Darren Rock.
Darren Ruff reached on an infield single his first time up, then flied out to fairly deep center his last time up. 1 for 2, 8 for 37 on the spring.
Hey, though, this kid comes up with a consistent off-speed pitch. He could be pretty difficult to hit. I say that because he does throw pretty hard, and difficult for the left-handers so far to pick him up. Guess he's working on his move over at first base.
It's odd, though. A lot of his throws have been in the baseline. For a left-hander, it's not the best left-handed move we've ever seen.
No. Usually guys are throwing a lot of, trying to hold you on over at first base because they like to throw that breaking ball, trying to keep you close.
There goes Utley. Pitch is taken for a strike. The throw to second sails, and Chase has a stolen base. He's answering every question that people have pushed at him, whether his knees are okay. I mean, right there is a clear indication his knees are fine.
Very good jump as he takes off. He reads them. So whatever he found, he's got it down. He'll be able to file that for later on. Take a look at it as he's off and running right there. So whatever he found, he's going to put down, and he'll know. So when he faces him again, he'll be able to steal a base or do it exactly what he needs to do.
So now another runner in scoring position as Ruff is behind, no balls and 1 strike. And Ruff lofts one out towards second base, and Walker is able to track it down. Pretty good pitch on the part of the lefty Andy Oliver. Phillies, though, strike first. They lead it 1-0.
Phillies and the Pirates here on a windy day, wind blowing in. As a result, not too many runs. Brian Howard, he just hit it. Man, that thing would have been way out of here on a lot of days. Deep left center field turned into a sac fly, and that's been it. Aaron Cook got a start for the Phils today. Did a real good job with his sinker ball, as did Kyle McPherson for Clint Hurdle's Pittsburgh Pirates. Andrew McCutcheon has a double. Pete Orr, the Canadian national team, has now moved into the game for the Phillies. Pete Orr's there, and there's Philippe Almont, Tom, who both of those guys played on Canada's team.
Yeah, in fact, they talked about the experience of playing in the World Baseball Classic. Almont talked about the brawl that Canada had with Team Mexico, and also all the debris that was coming from the stands onto the field. How dangerous that was. Phillies have high expectations for Philippe Almont as we get ready for 2013. 2 strikeouts and 2 innings of work so far. Not only that, he pitched well in the World Baseball Classic, which was a good sign, even though it was for a short period of time. He'll face Neil Walker to start it off. The Phillies on top 1-0. Thanks to the sacrifice fly by Ryan Howard, that ball that Wheels was talking about. Walker takes outside. He's 1 for 2.
A nice play out there, too, by McCutcheon on that thing. The way the wind knocked it down, and he ran it down. Boy, when he touched that one off, it looked like it might even cut through that wind.
Broken bat. Looper out toward left center field. That'll drop for a base hit. And Walker with his second hit. So as we begin the 7th inning, Brandon Inge will come to the plate. It's time to finally check back in with Murph. Murph, where the heck have you been?
Well, I found my way out to the berm, and I'm having enjoying the afternoon with my new friends Gunnar here and Ian over here, 9 years old, 8 years old, and they are modeling for us. And guys, I don't often go straight to the notebook, but for this one I'm going to. This is the Wistar Institute Melanoma Awareness Day, presented by Independence Blue Cross and Citizens Bank Phillies floppy hat that we will be giving away. And it has a long title, but it certainly is a great hat. How do you like the hat?
Yeah.
Pretty good, huh? What do you think? Fit well?
Uh-huh.
These guys they're loving it. Perfect for, shading yourself on the sun out here on the berm. Giving this away on Sunday, May 19th, a game versus the Reds. Kids 14 years and under will get this terrific hat. So these guys modeling for us and looking good, and you could look good too if you come to the game on May 14th. Guys,
yeah, you guys both know that all those items were in our office today downstairs, right. And Sarge, of course, takes a very big liking to all those hats that are out there.
I'm not sure that Sarge's head is going to fit inside.
No, I put it on. I put it on, Murph. It fit my head, so if it fits mine, it's going to fit.
That's your head. What, you think you have a bigger melon than him?
Oh, there's no question. He always claims that his pumpkin head is smaller than mine.
Well, just a reminder, it is the Wistar Institute Melanoma Awareness Day, presented by Independence Blue Cross and Citizens Bank. Phillies floppy hat, guys.
All right, well, it's a great giveaway, all part of the giveaways that are scheduled for 2013. We also want to remind you that not only will some new items like the floppy hat be given out, but also some of the items we've seen in the past, like the W.B. Mason delivery truck, which will be given out on Wednesday, May 29th. That's always a fan favorite. That's for kids 14 and under that come to the ballpark.
Murph did a good job with that. He said he had to read it. He was rehearsing it a little bit earlier.
Yeah, he had to bring the Major League notebook out for that one.
That was tough. Nice item, though.
2-2 the count to Brandon Inge with a runner at first. And the foul ball off to the right. Wheel's favorite item, giveaway item when you were a kid?
Bat day.
Bat day, yeah. I think bat day was probably the favorite for everybody.
It just seemed like such a cool item to get. A real wood bat.
They stopped that for a few years. Now that they give them out again.
You see, when I was a kid, they didn't have giveaway items. That came along later. But I would think that would have been when we had the giveaway items when I first started with the club. I used to think that was the neatest giveaway item to give to the kids.
Do you remember who it was who used to have the when Sarge had the bat day? It was the Gary Matthews bat day. He told somebody, Murph, are you still out there? Do you remember who it was that Sarge told as the runner goes and Inge is hit by a pitch? It'll put runners on first and second. Do you remember who the person was that Sarge told to take the bat but make sure he uses it and not just put it up on his wall and keep it as a trophy?
No, I honestly don't remember who
it was. It was somebody that it was Gary Matthews, it was Sarge Bat Day, and Sarge's advice to whomever the fan was, somebody in baseball, was don't put it up as a trophy, use it. And they actually used it.
And probably got a couple base hits out of it,
Sure
too.
they did, in their backyard. I'll have to ask Sarge about that. It was this spring somebody had said that. I can't remember who it was.
I missed that story.
Here's Barmes with runners on first and second. Now there's a strike. It's 0-1. Throw back to second. I always thought when I was a kid, because you can buy, let's say, the Phillies helmet, a replica of the Phillies helmet now at Citizens Bank Park, but a lot of the giveaway items that we used to get as kids, you couldn't get at the ballpark. I mean, you could get some, but not every one. So I used to like Helmet Day when they used to give out helmets.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Outside, 1-1, or Jacket Day. Sometimes they would give out jackets too. They'd give out sort of raincoats that they would rip within a few weeks, but those were some of the giveaways that
I would think just about your generation was when those things started. We had more and more teams do the giveaways. We came in, used to go to a game. Parents said, "Sit down, shut up, watch a game. I'll get you a hot dog later, and enjoy it." Then it evolved into a little more entertainment for the children.
You didn't have the berm when you were a kid?
Oh, we just had our seat, and you sat in it. You watched the game.
Did you have music being played in between innings?
Well, yeah, I think, I'm trying to remember if Connie McAfee they must have had an organ there or something playing between innings. Sure.
They have electricity?
There were night games. I did see night games, yeah. We didn't have a whole lot of enticements other than the game. Kids have it great now. Hey, you don't want to watch the game? Go to the playground.
Well, many parks do have the playground, particularly minor league ballparks like this one here at Bright House Field on the left field line. I do think they just appealed that bunt attempt by Barmes. I thought he offered at it. Tom Hallion asked the first base umpire, who I believe at this point is Toby Basner, and he said that he did not offer at it. There we go. What do you think, Wills? Did he pull it back? Yeah. Oh, boy, I thought he offered at that.
He absolutely offered at it, yeah.
2-1 the count to Barmes. Phillies up 1-0. And now 3-1.
It's not what they want to see out of Oman. The guy's giving himself up here. You want him to put the ball in play. You certainly want to walk him, load him up with nobody out. First hit was a parachute. Not much you can do about that. But then you hit a guy and then do this with runners on for a guy that you hope can be in your bullpen.
He's got some pretty good jump on his fastball, though. The command has not been exactly perfect today, but his fastball has had some life on it.
Now you're into that area as a pitcher. You don't know. Is the bunt still on? You don't want to walk him. You don't necessarily want to throw a cookie. This is a tough situation.
Now, normally you wouldn't think the bunt would be on because the bottom of the order is up, although you'd be pinch hitting for the pitcher.
Right. At this point, you're pinch hitting, right.
3-2 the count to Barmes. Runners on first and second.
Good swing.
He does swing away and fouls it back.
But if you're the third baseman, who is Pete Orr now, you can't depend on that. So he was up a little bit, and now with a full swing like that, they're going to take their chances. They go on back. They're not going to bunt anymore. A little cat and mouse game involved. Usually don't run 3-2 with nobody out because you can run into a triple play with a line drive.
In the air to left field, playable for Lance Nix. Walker's tagging from second. Nix has it. The throw goes to second, keeps the double play in order. And first and third with one man down here in the seventh inning. Saturday, April 6th, when the Phillies take on the Kansas City Royals, it's Turkey Hill Kids opening night. A free Jimmy Rollins replica Gold Glove trophy, compliments of Turkey Hill. That's free to fans 14 and under. Make your plans now. Order your tickets at Phillies.com. You wondered about that Gold Glove? Well, there it is. A little likeness of Jimmy Rollins. And below the Gold Glove,
that's pretty cool looking.
It's a novel item.
Yeah, I like that.
Jimmy, of course, will be playing in the World Baseball Classic tonight against the Dominican Republic. It's getting down to the nitty-gritty for the United States. They're trying to advance to San Francisco tonight at 7 o'clock. That game will be played in Miami. As McHenry takes a strike, it's no balls and 1 strike. Seems like the Netherlands is adding some players. Kenley Jansen, the Profar kid from the Rangers, apparently being added for the next round in San Francisco, the championship round. Off the glove of Kratz, and that's going to tie the ball game up. That is a wicked fastball from Oman, but it was just mishandled by Eric. That should be a pass ball. And it's a 1-1 game.
Yeah, here's a look at it. The pitch just takes off on him and he can't control it. Now you need to catch that ball in the big leagues. There's no doubt about it. But Oman does throw hard. And ball has a lot of movement too, so that's a really tough play.
McHenry lifts it to left center field, playable for Inciarte, and there are 2 outs. And Inge holds up at second.
Your attention, please.
Justin Friend in the bullpen for the Phillies. A Friend may be used just in case Almont runs out of pitches here in the top of the 7th. Felix Ba will be the pinch hitter for the Pirates. Remember what kind of prospect this kid was at one time?
Cubs,
Orioles, now with the Pirates.
Broke in with the Cubs, right?
He did.
Yeah.
Fights off the first pitch. It's 0-1.
A lot of tools. Just hasn't happened.
Out towards shortstop on 1 hot to Galvis. So the Pirates tie it up. They score a run on 1 hit. They score on a pass ball. Inge is left over at third. Time to stretch here in Clearwater. Don't miss out on any Phillies news, alerts, or inside information. Sign up today for the CSNPhilly.com Phillies newsletter. Check out Sports Night each and every night at 6 and 10 on Comcast Sportsnet. There's a lot going on around the world of Philadelphia between the Flyers and the Sixers, but also college basketball. The Atlantic 10 tournament is underway. St. Joseph's will play later on. Temple has a bye into the quarterfinal round, which will be tomorrow. LaSalle is on the schedule as well. Villanova's playing in the Big East tournament. There's a lot going on, so check out Sports Night every night at 6 and 10. Well, changes for the Pirates. Jeff Larish, the former Philly, is over at first base. Over at third base is Jared Godert. And the new catcher is Carlos Paulino for the Pirates. There's some changes in the outfield, which we'll get to in a moment for you. And as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, Lance Nix is the batter. And he will face a new pitcher. It's right-hander Ryan Reed into the ball game. Andy Oliver gave up a run on one hit. He walked one. And Ryan Reed just shattered Lance Nix's bat. 1-3 on the putout. So a quick out here in the 7th. Other changes for the Pirates in the outfield. PA will stay in the ball game. I'm sorry, PA is in the game in center field. There he is. I believe that was Andrew Lambeau, who was in left field for Pittsburgh. Eric Kratz lofts one into right center field. And that'll be a base hit for Kratz. He's thinking about two. The throw to second, and he has no chance. I'm not sure what Eric saw there. Maybe he thought they wouldn't think he would go to second.
You keep looking at me, and I have no idea what to say there.
I was startled when I saw him rounding first and heading to second.
Well, he hit the ball really well here. And after that, he took a really good turn at first base in case something went wrong in the outfield. And now from that point on, I don't know. I have to ask him, what were you thinking?
Well, with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th, here's Ender Inciarte, who's 1 for 2. And he takes a strike. It's 0-1. By the way, speaking of Eric Kratz, the play that scored the tying run for the Pirates, they have ruled a wild pitch in the 7th inning, in case you're wondering. Not a pass ball. Inciarte takes outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Run would have been earned anyway, even if it was a pass ball, because of the fly ball after that would have been ruled a sac fly. Doesn't matter. Here's Eric Kratz. You know, he was not happy with the fact he wasn't able to catch that ball. Maybe think about stretching one, single into a double. It's a good thought, but you really can't execute it when you don't run real well.
Well, maybe he thought there'd be a bobble or a missed throw or something. He's trying to inspire the troops.
That's what it was.
Inciarte hits one to right field, playable for Lambeau, and he makes the catch. Phillies go down quietly in their half of the 7th. 7 in the books. Not a whole lot of offense, much to the chagrin of the Fanatic. Baseball is brought to you by Thomas Jefferson University Hospitals. Call 1-800-JEFF-NOW for an appointment. And by the Quality Plus Ford stores. Go further. Fanatic doing a little dancing in between innings as we went to the 8th inning here at Bright House Field. And those young ladies that have joined him on top of the dugout, they're wearing the Liberty Mutual Insurance Fanatic t-shirt that we showed you before. That'll be the giveaway on Sunday, August 18th. It's free to all fans, all adult fans coming to the ballpark that day. We have been throwing all kinds of promotional items at you today. It's been a great day to see some of the great new items that will be given out as the season moves on. We got some changes for the Phillies defensively. Jermaine Mitchell is in the ball game to play right field for the Phillies. The speedster that is Jermaine Mitchell. And Jake Diekman takes over for Philippe Almont, who went allowed 1 hit and 1 run. He didn't walk anybody, but he did hit a batter. So now Diekman will take over as we begin the 8th inning, and he'll face Josh Harrison. Harrison came on to play left field in the bottom of the 7th inning. Harrison takes a strike. It's 0-1. Jake Diekman's numbers so far this spring in 6 games. A 5.63 ERA. 13 strikeouts in 8 innings of work.
Only 2 walks, but 9 hits. More hits than innings pitched.
Speaking of innings pitched, Kyle Kendrick pitched on the backfields today. His line, he threw 73 pitches, 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. The 2 runs he allowed, neither one was an earned run. So Kyle got, as they say, his work in. Down the right field line, that'll slice out a play, 1-2 to Harrison. Dominic Brown, and this has become a usual occurrence for Dominic Brown. He has been very engaging to all the fans. I think it's just great to see a young guy working his way through the Phillies system, has a chance to be one of their everyday outfielders, embracing the opportunity to be part of the Phillies fans. I mean, we're not talking about a 5-minute stay. This is usually a half-hour stay for him as he works his way up the line, signing autographs, taking photos, things like that.
People down there really appreciate it.
Now it's 2-2 to Harrison as we start the 8th. Back toward the middle, and that'll sneak into center, a base hit. Only the 6th hit of the day for the Pirates. Phillies open the home schedule at Citizens Bank Park against the Kansas City Royals Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the 5th, 6th, and 7th. Sunday the 7th, IBAW Local 98 Ryan Howard wiffle ball set for fans 14 and under. Order your tickets by going to Phillies.com. In fact, Scott Palmer, who does a lot of features for Phillies.com, the great Scott Palmer, I think he has a feature coming up in the next day or so. It might even be up there today on Ryan Howard playing wiffle ball with some young kids here at the ballpark earlier today, which was very funny. Ryan using the wiffle ball and bat as part of his giveaway. 0-1 the count.
Is it better in our game?
The quarters were a little tighter than our game. You know, there was the fences were drawn in a little bit more. But yes, it did look like it was better. I mean, I had fun during our game, but they looked like they were really enjoying it.
Yeah.
I mean, at least the 3 kids looked like they were enjoying facing Ryan Howard more than the enjoyment we had. How about Eric Kratz with that play? They're going to say it's a foul ball. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. That was a gutsy decision on the part of Kratz to go to second base with a very quick Josh Harrison. If it wasn't a foul ball, it would have been an out.
Yeah, that's one of those plays that's really a difficult play to make. If you make it, it looks great. But you know that you're late in the game in a 1-1, and you really don't want to do that necessarily, I don't think, because then you could set up a potential bigger inning. And in that case, we'll never know.
0-2 the count. Count says 2-1 on the board. So
yeah.
Erik Kratz just making sure that it's 0-2. Right side, and that's going to sneak into the outfield, a base hit. Harrison stops at second. Now the Pirates, with Paulino due up, can have him bunt if they choose to put runners at second and third. You're not looking at a traditional number 3 hitter.
Right. And you would think they would try to bunt here. In a 1-1 game on the road in the 8th inning, even though it's spring training. Phillies feel that way too, as Pete Orr's going through some signs at third base, see if they're going to put any bunt play on. Now, Paulino's going to go down there to Nick Leyva. Who knows if he knows the signs. And Nick wants to just make sure. There's Nick, long time baseball guy, great guy, still lives in the Philadelphia area. Phillies manager at one time. He has a good runner at second.
Boy, Paulino jabbed at that. Well, he pulled the bat back as he made contact.
Yeah, he bunted as if he's never bunted before. You know, in this situation, you're not bunting for a base hit. You're just trying to get it down, preferably towards third to get the third baseman out of there. Over Clint Hurdle sitting outside the dugout to see if they're going to do it again. Now, whatever the takeoff is, Paulino's looking down there saying, I think I know it, and I hope I'm getting it right now. There's Clint, gives the signs to Nick Leyva, and then he goes through them.
Jeff Larish is on deck for the Pirates. 0-2 the count. Runners on first and second here in the top of the 8th. Kratz throws behind the runner, and Harrison dives back.
And it was still on.
Now Nick Leyva is going to bring Carlos Paulino down. I don't know if somebody missed a sign.
Well, it could have been that they had taken it off there, and Paulino thought it was still on.
Pirates have a couple of good catching prospects. And one of those guys is Tony Sanchez, who most likely will be in AAA. But he's a guy that they're counting on heavily in the future, as Paulino fouls it away. Sanchez is listed as being here today. Carlos Paulino in there catching now for Michael McHenry, who started the ball game. Clint Hurdle, caught during his career at one point. Good pitch. He had him all off balance with that one. And there's one away.
Yeah, they're trying to bunt early in the count, and Paulino just was not able to even come close to doing that. And he finally buries him with a slider.
Well, here's Jeff Larish, who last year in AAA had 2 home runs and 24 runs batted in. Larish was in Phillies camp a couple of years ago.
You got to watch Harrison now. And you could hear somebody yell out there, because You forget about a guy like him who's as fast as he is. If you don't get the bunt down, he'll go. So Diekman needs to turn around and look at him. Looks like Galvis is going to come in behind him a little bit.
Yeah, Freddie's got it dancing out there, and I think he's thinking the same thing you are.
Yeah, you want your guy to at least look back, give him a look, maybe give him 2 looks, change it, hold the ball, step off. Just let him know you're aware that he's back there. There he goes. Now he looks around. 2, 1, 2.
A lot of young pitchers. I don't know if you agree with this, Wheels, but a lot of young pitchers, not necessarily in the minor leagues, but guys that are in high school and college, sometimes they'll get in this habit where they'll look back as they're coming to the plate. And that, sometimes throws off their balance, and they lose track of where the plate is.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but that's a good point. If that's what they do, you don't want to see that.
2-1 the count. And now 3 balls and 1 strike. Jordy Mercer on deck. Talk about overpowering somebody. That's exactly what Diekman just did on that pitch.
He throws a good fastball here. It's a hittable one. It's supposed to be away. He missed his spot by a lot, but threw it by him. Whether they would run here or not, with a left-handed hitter, third base is wide open for Kratz to throw if he swings through it. I might guess slider and run.
They don't go. Ball's hit back toward the middle. Galvis is there. Flips with the glove. A little fancy. It's a 4-6-3 double play to have hands and athleticism like Freddie Galvis. We saw it last year before he was injured, and we get a chance to see it right there. He got a nice hop and then whoop, little flip to Chase Utley, glove to glove. Well, it's a nice day here in Clearwater, Florida. The Phillies and the Pittsburgh Pirates go to the bottom of the 8th inning with the Phillies and Pirates tied at 1. Rich Doobie chatting with Jake Diekman in between innings. He allowed the first 2 guys to get on board, but then was able to work out of the jam. And he was able to do so thanks to a nifty double play started by Freddie Galvis. A 6-4-3 double play. Jimenez is warming up in the bullpen for the Phillies. He is scheduled to pitch today, so it looks like he's going to wind up pitching the 9th inning. The Phillies do have Justin Friend, who's also in the bullpen. Justin's been throwing a little bit. And former Phil Mike Zagurski is on for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's had himself a good spring so far. 7 strikeouts in 4 innings of work. In fact, he has struck out 7 of the last 8 batters that he has faced. The Z-Pack wheels, as Charlie Manuel calls him. He calls him a couple other things, too.
Like Gazurski?
Calls him Gazurski. Yeah, he's always called him Gazurski. Freddie Galvis leads it off for the Phillies here in the home 8th.
Yeah, Mike's a nice young man, and hopefully makes it in the big leagues. Has a chance to pitch.
Galvis wraps one right past Ryan Sandberg, and it's 1-1.
Phillies like Mike. You just called him.
You almost called him Gazurski, didn't you?
I've heard it so many times.
Just call him the Z-Pack wheels.
I call him Mike. Mike Z. He had a good arm. The guy could throw, but he got hurt early on in his career with the Phillies, and then he had a propensity to walk people. And that certainly is fatal for pitchers coming into games late, tight games, to walk batters. Then he went to Arizona last year.
Oh, that got a piece of Tom Hallion. That hurt. Oh, man. We heard him just go groan.
Yeah.
Sean Fakasny, the Phillies athletic trainer, out to take a look at him. Phil Cuzzy comes down the line.
Hit him in the chest. When you see that lineup card on the ground like that, that's in his pocket that he keeps. And it looks like it hits him in the chest protector.
He's knocked the wind out of him, probably.
Oh, sure. Spring training for those too, but they'd love to get through the spring without having any of them.
The injuries, as strange as it sounds, have been, part of what's caused a number of umpires recently to retire at younger ages than you would expect. You can see he's taking deep breaths, trying to catch his breath. So we'll give him some time, and Paulino goes out to talk to Zagurski. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Freddie Galvis. Well, we mentioned before that the United States will take on the Dominican Republic tonight in the World Baseball Classic in Miami. And this is a mega matchup as far as the WBC goes. The United States has played well. The Dominican Republic has played very well. Puerto Rico has survived. They've eliminated Italy. Puerto Rico almost lost that game to Italy. And this is all for a right to go to San Francisco for the championship round. The Netherlands and Japan are awaiting the arrival of 2 other teams from that particular pod. And Galvis down on strikes. That's 8 of 9 now for Zagurski. There's one away here in the 8th inning. A lot of the Phillies players, as we said, are coming back from the World Baseball Classic, like Pete Orr, who's coming up to the plate right now, and Philippe Almond, who Murph had a chance to talk to the media about the brawl with Mexico and a number of other things, including the great experience he felt he and Pete Orr had playing for Team Canada.
Yeah, it was so great to get a chance to talk with him. And I just spoke with him back here in the corner after he got out of the game 2 days ago. And we were just talking a little bit about the experience. He said, you know what, it was just absolutely unbelievable. Something that, these guys dream about. I mean, obviously dreaming about getting to the big leagues, but a chance to play for your country. Philippe said the adrenaline, the emotion that when he put that uniform on and went out on the field was just something that he's never felt before. And it was great to listen to him talk with so much pride about being able to play for his country. It was only a week stay for them, as he mentioned, but he said he would do it again, absolutely, because the experience was so great. And I would imagine that's the same kind of talk you're going to get from the other players when they start arriving back. And I didn't get a chance to talk to Pete Orr yet about it, but I'm sure he felt the same way.
Yeah.
Just really terrific for those guys. And he also said, I'll tell you what, getting out there on that big stage, the adrenaline was going and the nerves were there as well.
How about Pete Orr with the adrenaline flowing, shoots one right on out of the ballpark. A solo home run that gives the Phillies a 2-1 lead. Well, when he does that, that man calls him Iron Ore.
That's a segue right there.
That is exactly right. Well, he honed his swing at the World Baseball Classic for Team Canada, playing second base, and that looked like a pretty fresh swing right there.
Yeah, it looked like Mike got a ball down and into him. The wind is blowing out to right field today. Let's see if it's a breaking ball or a fastball. You see how much he missed his spot with a fastball? Supposed to be away from him. Totally missed his spot. Came down and into a left-handed hitter. Bam, dropped the head on it. We don't have a tie game anymore.
Yep, 2-1 Phillies here in the bottom of the 8th. Well, that's part of it right there. You see Pete Orr, who has gotten at bats here in the spring, but Pete played every day. for Canada at second base. So his swing, the timing, I'm sure, was down while he was playing for Canada, and it certainly looked that way right there.
Yeah, that was nice to see for Pete because he's not a home run hitter. And Mike Zagorski made a little mistake there. There's Charlie. He probably takes the game the iron ore line.
That's right.
You were talking about. Other times he says, well, it's pig iron.
And Utley takes a strike. It's 1-2. Well, again tonight, the Dominican Republic and the United States. Jimmy Rollins will be out at shortstop for the United States.
We saw that Dominican team play their first game here, and they got 28 hits.
Shallow right center field. And Utley is retired. Chase, a good day. He's 2 for 4. He's throwing iron ore out there.
He's getting the whole routine right now.
If you would have popped out to second, you would have been pig iron.
Right.
Iron ore.
Still laughing. Charlie has good rapport with most of his players. Certain players he has more of a rapport, and Ore's one of them.
Brian Howard is 1 for 2. He's singled in the second. Flied out to right in the fourth, and then hit a sacrifice fly in the sixth. But on a day when there was no wind, would have been up the berm in left center field.
Oh, way up. Getting beaten up there behind home plate a little bit. That one got Paulino.
Phillies lead at 2-1 thanks to the home run by Pete Orr, his second of the spring.
He's got good swings today, Ryan Howard. The one bad swing that he had was when he had the runners on base and he got fooled. It looked like on a breaking ball or change up something off speed, and he jumped at it and hit the weak fly ball to right field. Hit a runner at second, Utley, with nobody out. Other than that, he has had some really good hacks this afternoon. Another one.
How about that one? It may stay in the yard, and it will. But again, on a different day, that ball is out of the ballpark. The Phillies take a 2-1 lead because they did get one out of the ballpark off the bat of Pete Orr right down the right field line as we go to the ninth. To the top of the ninth we go. The Phillies with a 2-1 lead. Thanks to the home run by Pete Orr. Sean Cassidy's up the third base line talking to Tom Hallion, who got hit with a foul ball during the bottom of the eighth inning. I guess he's just checking on him right now, and Tom's laughing about it. So I would think the pain has worn off somewhat, at least for the moment, for Tom Hallion.
He can breathe again.
Yeah. Cesar Jimenez is the new pitcher for the Phillies. He'll take over as we go to the ninth inning. The Phillies try to close out another spring training ball game and inch closer to the 500 mark. They're 7-10-1 so far this spring. Jimenez, 1 2/3 so far, 3 strikeouts. And that's just in 2 games for the Phillies. We haven't brought his name up that much, obviously, because there have been guys that are returners from last year, left-handers, who are returners from last year, who you would think have a leg up on one of those bullpen spots for the Phillies. He'll face Jordy Mercer as we begin the top of the 9th inning. The first pitch is over for a strike, so it's no balls and 1 strike. Jimenez last year was with the Seattle Mariners. In AAA, he was 2-2. He had an ERA of 5.75, but he also got some time in the big leagues. That's to shallow center field. Inciarte comes running in to put it away. Got good actions out there in center field. Yeah, there's 1 out now in the top of the 9th. So 2 pitches, 1 away.
Intriguing player. Sure, that'll be a tough decision on this guy. Still get some time.
I thought his swings were really good today. I mean, the throw obviously stood out, but I thought his swings were pretty good today.
Well, that's the one thing they don't know about his offense. Guy's, what, double-A player?
Single-A player.
Single-A player.
Last year, he did not play above single-A. He had 307 in single-A, 2 home runs and 47 runs batted in. That's why for a lot of the Rule 5 selections, particularly the major league portion, Rule 5 selections, you are projecting and thinking that they can handle the big leagues, while their other organization doesn't think they can handle, at least at this point.
Or they have other players that they need to protect that they think are a little more advanced, and they take a chance, leave a guy unprotected, figuring, well, we're not going to lose him. Well, then sometimes it happens. That's a tough thing. Excuse me, Tom. When it gets to that point when they have to roster juggle the rosters like that, just to see. It happens all the time with every organization that they'll leave a guy or 2 off, thinking, I know we're taking a chance here, but let's see if we can get through it.
Phillies have had some Rule 5 guys that have made it to the big leagues and stuck with them the last few years. David Herndon, who's no longer with the organization. Michael Martinez. Shane Victorino is probably the most successful Rule 5 draft selection, who was offered back, but then wound up staying with the Phillies because they were able to work out a deal with the Dodgers. And then they became the International League MVP, and then obviously helped the Phillies win a World Championship.
Yeah, Dave Hollins was another one.
I always forget about Dave Hollins being a Rule 5 draft pick.
But Victorino really stands out. But Dave Hollins also.
Oh. Think about that 93 team. Wouldn't be the same without Dave Hollins.
Sure. Who is now a valued member of the Phillies organization, a scout.
And a strikeout for the 2nd out here in the 9th inning.
Looks like a fastball. Foul tip. Held on to there by Eric Kratz, who's gone the whole game. Tom Hyan's happy that didn't hit him.
Well, here's Ivan De Jesus Jr. having a good spring. 14 ball games, 318 hitter. 1 home run, 2 runs batted in.
His dad had a really nice career in the big leagues.
His dad was a pretty good shortstop.
Yeah, he's a good player and an even better person. Well, he's still working for the Cubs or now. We saw him last year.
to the right side. Utley tries to get to it, but it goes in the right field, a base hit. A 2-out single for Ivan De Jesus Jr. Man, that'll bring Brett Carroll up for the first time for the Pirates. Brett Carroll's been a major league player before with the Florida Marlins, now the Miami Marlins. Last season in AAA, he had 10 home runs, drove in 50 runs. Oh boy, he ripped that one into left field, a base hit. Nix is going to try to track it down. De Jesus can run. He's already at third. Nick Leiva's waving him home. He's going to keep him home, going home. Nope, now he stopped him. I think he may have stopped himself because Leiva was waving him, and then he got past him, and all of a sudden he stopped. Maybe he said something. And that'll put runners on second and third with 2 men down here in the 9th inning.
This looked like they were going to score as a fastball hammer, and I thought it was going to get caught under the wall out there. Now here comes De Jesus. He's looking there. Now he picks up Nick Leiva, and now he stops it. I don't know.
I think he stopped on his own.
Yeah.
I think he stopped on his own, saw that he was waving him, so started again, but then realized, you know what, I got no chance.
Because normally you gamble there in that spot on the road. But, you know, like I say, it's spring training, so who knows?
Well, now second and third. Felix PA is up for the second time. He grounded out to shortstop sharply his last time up. He's 0 for 1. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Phillies trying to close out this game. Their record 7-10-1, trying to get to 8 victories here this spring. A solid 3 innings from Aaron Cook to start it, 2 innings from Rodrigo Lopez, a dominant 1 inning from Jonathan Papelbon. Little seeing eye base hit that started this 2-out rally for the Pirates. Now it's no balls and 2 strikes.
This guy looks like he'll go fishing if you'll throw it down and away from him, especially with 2 strikes. Don't make a mistake near the zone.
Another sellout here this afternoon here at Bright House Field.
The catcher really comes into play, not only calling this pitch, but having the confidence. All right, bounce it, and I'll block it. We don't want it to be in the zone. We don't want it to be a strike.
The 0-2 pitch.
Well, that's a fastball right down the middle, it looked like.
Josh Harrison's on deck for the Pirates.
Not much about him, man, is whether, you know, he has a breaking ball you trust, throw down and away here, but that's a pitch to throw.
Not a bad spot. He had him reaching, but it was a fastball. Probably got too much of the plate. PA was able to foul it away. And he'll go back to work again with the count 0-2. That's where Carlos Ruiz was always so good, and still is. You know, 2 strikes, you can bury a pitch.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. With the catcher,
always be able to block it.
Yeah, the catcher really comes into play. Not only call it, but will block the thing.
And a called strike 3 right on the inside part of the plate. And the Phillies hang on and win it by a final of 2-1. Well, they decided to go fastball again. And instead of the outside part, they go to the inside part of the plate. And Jimenez is able to close the door on his first save of the spring. Thanks to Pete Orr's home run, the Phillies walk away with a 2-1 victory this afternoon here at Bright House Field. Well, it turned out to be a good day for the pitchers for the Phillies. Aaron Cook, 3 scoreless to start. Rodrigo Lopez picked it up after that through 2 shutout innings. Jonathan Papelbon in his best outing of the spring as we keep moving on toward opening day. Pitched a scoreless inning. Philippe Almont allowed a run. Jake Diekman worked out of trouble in the 8th inning and was able to pitch a scoreless inning And now Cesar Jimenez was able to finish off today's ball game, and the Phillies win it by a final of 2-1.
It's a tough day to score because of the wind coming in so hard from left and left center today. Figured there probably wouldn't be a whole lot of runs scored unless guys were smoking balls to right field. And that's basically the way it held up. They did have some hits in the game, but the score runs. Pirates had a runner thrown out at the plate in this game very early on by Enciarte in center field. And then there at the end, it looked like maybe they had a heck of a chance to tie the game, but didn't get the run home.
All right, so 2-1 the final score on Pete Orr's home run, and he's down on the field with Murph. Murph?
All right, thanks very much, guys. Well, you know, it's not always about wins and losses in spring, but certainly a lot more fun walking off the field with a win, and a lot more fun when you're not getting the winning run with a home run, right?
Totally. It's not about wins and losses, but you want to get in the flow of winning games and get that feeling. Losing can be contagious, so you never want to go there.
Talk to me a little bit about how you're feeling right now, because what a week you had last week, obviously getting a chance to play for Team Canada. We talked about it a little bit earlier in the broadcast. I would imagine you feel pretty dialed in right now with the amount of swings that you were able to get.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I got the opportunity to play 5 games out there, so it was great. And the emotions, you're on a unbelievable high when you're playing in those games. Your heart's going a mile an hour, and it's very emotional. And then to come back, you got to slow it down a little bit, because it's not the way the game's going right here. But you know, I loved it, and I'd always take the chance of jumping to play for Team Canada.
You know, as you're watching the rest, I don't know if you've been watching your teammate Jimmy Rollins as they continue. They'll have a game tonight. You know, and like you said, getting a chance to play for your country. That's what the World Baseball Classic is all about, don't you think?
It is, and it's a huge honor, and it's hard to explain the adrenaline and the feelings that go through you. You're playing for your family, for your friends, and every kid that played baseball in the country that you're from, and it's an unbelievable feeling and a huge honor.
Well, it was a lot of fun watching you do it as well, Pete. Thanks for your time. Congratulations on the hit today. Guys, we'll send it back upstairs.
All right, Murph, thank you very much. It was a sweet swing from Pete Orr, and this was a sweet fastball by Jimenez that gets PA looking to wrap up the game. We'll be back to talk about it after this.